Hi there. Happy Friday. And I just wanted to talk about sanity today and why it has got to be the number one metric in your business. So, first, I want to say welcome everybody. And please put hashtag live or hashtag replay if you're watching live, or maybe you're catching the replay later to learn more about sanity in your business. So, I want to talk about some definitions because I asked Google what it thinks sanity is. And I'm going to read you some of these. And I would love to hear what you think because I don't necessarily agree with Google, and I'm going to give you my own definition at the end. But this is a few things Google had to say. They said sanity is the ability to discern real from unreal. It is reasonable or rational behavior. It is a state of peace, harmony, and joy. This is one of my favorites. It says, laying naked in the dark in a super saturated solution of Epsom salt with a do not disturb sign. Obviously, a spa experience, which I never turned those down. But the next thing it says is the ability to think and behave in a normal, rational manner. I kind of agree with that one, but who is to determine what is a reasonable and rational manner? Let's see, it also says sound mental health and soundness of judgment. So those are the sanity Google definitions. And I want to talk a little bit about genius too, because genius and sanity obviously is the name of my business. And I think they go hand in hand. And I think there is a reason we need to talk about both. So genius, I read something in Quora about genius that I thought was really interesting. And it says that geniuses, it's not that they think, it's not that they're just really, really smart or really, really talented. It's just that they think differently. And they imagine things that other people can't imagine. And that was an eye opener to me because there are so many people like me who have these creative ideas and visions and goals that other people don't understand. We're the weird people who want to leave our jobs and start a business. We're the people who have this vision that we can't even always articulate to other people, but we can see it clear as day and we see the path to get there and we know what we need to do. So if you can relate to that, please let me know in the comments. The other thing is, it says that I read this quote. It says, talent hits a target that no one else can hit. And that makes me think about the biathlon athletes in the Olympics, if you've ever watched that, where they're cross country skiing for miles, and then all of a sudden out of the blue they have to sit down, and they're out of breath and they're exerting themselves to the limit, and all of a sudden they have to lay down and be super still and hit this tiny target way far away, and they're amazing. So that's what it means, I think, when it says talent hits a target that no one else can hit. But the second part of that is geniuses hit a target that no one else can see. So if we think of it in that way, you can see why people think we're insane, and why Aristotle said there is no great genius without some form of madness. Because the people that we see in the world that we think are genius don't think the same way as we do. And that is why genius and sanity is so closely related. And so I want to give you what I think the definition is of genius and sanity. So genius, in my mind, we think differently. We are original thinkers. We have original creative thoughts usually, or we think we have it original. Maybe someone else in the world has had it, but we think they're original to us. Um, Also, we're self learners. I've spent so much time and money in the past 3 years taking people's courses and being in groups and learning from so many people. And what I've learned is I want to hear the way they think, and I want to hear their concepts and their creative thoughts. But then I want to understand how that applies to me personally. So I'm not somebody who can just take a course and say, okay, I'm going to do exactly what they say, exactly what they did, and have the same outcome. It doesn't work that way for me. It's more about learning different perspectives and different ways to look at things, and then conforming that to my own creative thoughts and my own plan of implementing things. So I would love to hear if that resonates. And again, if you're watching this, please put hashtag live or hashtag replay, because I would love to know who's here and say hello. The other thing I think is we think how, not what. We think of the end goal and how do we get there? How do we create the path from here to there? Whether it's, a sales ad or whether it's a implementation, delegation, productivity, whatever it is, we're thinking about how do we get from here to the end goal. We're not necessarily thinking about the steps individually. We're thinking about the big picture, in my opinion. Geniuses are usually hardworking. We're usually industrious. We're usually problem solvers. We love to solve problems. That's like in our genes. So anyway, and then for sanity for me is more of a release or relief from burnout, overwhelm, stress, exhaustion. That's what it means to me. It means to me that if we are pushing ourselves to start a business, grow a business, scale a business, whatever we're doing, we put everything we have into that. Every hour, every minute, every thought, every motion, everything into that. And when we're in that place, nothing else matters. But we do that to a point where we are exhausted and burnout and overwhelmed, and we don't know how to get out of it. We think we need to keep pushing. We think we need to just work more hours, but that's not always the case. What sanity means to me is giving your brain a break and putting yourself first and practicing self-care or whatever that looks like for you. It could be, going skiing, going rafting, going to the spa, going out to lunch by yourself with a book. I mean, I don't know what it looks like for you, but whatever that looks like for you. So I think what I want to explain now is why sanity needs to be our number one business metric. Because when we do give our brain a break, when we do get that me time or free time or whatever you want to call it, downtime, it makes us more creative. It makes us more productive. It makes us happier. It makes us better continuous learners. And when we're continuously learning, we are being more productive and more creative in our business, which means we have better solutions, which means we have better ideas, which means we have better implementation and delegation. And what does all of that mean? More revenue in whatever sense it is for you. So what I would like to talk about is not only can more sanity help us as business owners? It can help our teams. It can help our employees the same way it helps us. And that means you have a whole team of people who will be more productive and more creative and better at their jobs because they're continuously learning. So, what I want to leave you with today is some ways to help you have more sanity. One of the first things that I think helps is exercise or just getting outside, because it frees up our brain. It helps us exert the nervous or energy or anxiety that's in our body, and it helps clear our mind. So exercise is a great one. And it could just be walking around the block, or it could be going to a gym for an hour, whatever that is to you, or it could be doing something outside like hiking or taking a walk. The other thing that really helps is sleep. Sleep is something that has eluded me most of my life. And what I can tell you is the last few years I've been sleeping better, not great all the time, but definitely better. And there's some things I've learned that have helped me get better sleep, if anyone's interested. And when we sleep, our mind and our body is rejuvenated, and we get to show up as a whole sane person with more ideas and more productivity. The third thing is connection. Having conversations, talking about what you're excited about, what you're working on, and not just keeping it in your head and putting your head down and working hard. But connection and conversation, I think, is key. The next one is what I mentioned earlier, is learning, like continuous learning, always always trying to better yourself, whether it's reading stuff on Google that you may or may not agree with, or maybe it is taking a course, or being in a mastermind, or having conversations with peers that maybe own different businesses, and maybe you look at things differently with different perspectives, and that's always helpful. And I used to do that a lot. It was very helpful. The other thing, like art, movies, music, those things also help us release the stress, and it also might give us more creative thoughts around whatever we're watching or listening to when we do take a break to do that. And the last one I want to mention is gratitude, because gratitude is definitely a way to get us out of our overwhelm by just thinking about the things in our life that we're thankful for. We're thankful that, we have a place to live. We have a business to even be growing or scaling. And no matter how many positive or negative things going on in that business, we still we've built something, and that's to be commended. So gratitude for your family, gratitude for your friends, gratitude for your health, whatever it looks like for you, gratitude is key. So I would love to hear from anybody who wants to comment on this video about any part of it. But if you want to have this conversation deeper about your own situation, please reach out to me. And you can go to genius-and-sanity.com, and that's our website. If you go to the Connection or the Shower Genius page, you can schedule a time to chat with me. You can also see our book. You can take the Sanity quiz if you'd like. It's on our website as well. So I will put the website in the comments below this video, and I would love to hear from people who want to go deeper on this conversation, or maybe you don't agree with me. I would love to hear that too. I would love to hear what your thoughts are about genius and sanity and how that can help you in your business. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys all soon. Have a good day.